Good evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Tullahoma's agreed upon plan for hiring a new city administrator grinds to a halt. We learn about county codes compliance, and an AEDC engineer faces felony charges. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader.
Hi, my name is Ringo, here at Barkview Senior Living. They're human-friendly. That's why I love it here, and so does my senior human. When they want a bite, they get chef-prepared meals, and so do I. Movies in the theater, day trips, walks on the trail, and other senior humans to play with. The grass and the grounds are exquisite. It's everything my human needs to be healthy and active. Barkview. A Parkview Senior Living. For your dog's best friend, you.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company. We offer dependable and reliable service on all your HVAC equipment. We also offer high-efficiency trained cooling units. Call us for your cooling needs. Your comfort is what we do.
It's summer, call Stroop.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. On Monday night, Tullahoma's Board of Mayor and Aldermen held a special call meeting to take the 7 candidates selected by the board-appointed Citizen Search Committee for the position of the new city administrator and boil them down to 4. The only problem was that one of the candidates, former THS Principal Jason Quick, who was number 20 in a ranked list of 38 applicants, had a large group of people show up to speak on his behalf. Even though Quick has no prior experience in city management. We now go to a quick summary video of Monday night's meeting.
The city recorder to read the call. That's the only thing on the agenda tonight, and that's the only thing that we'll be considering is what is on the call.
The Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Tullahoma, Tennessee will meet at 5:30 p.m. in the boardroom at the Tullahoma Municipal Building at 201 West Grundy Street on Monday, August 7th, 2023. The purpose of this meeting is to consider approval of the process for narrowing the 7 applicants for city administrator as recommended by the Citizens Committee to 4. This is an open public meeting. The meeting will be recorded and broadcasted live on Channel 6.
Thank you. At this time, I will open the floor to public comments for anything that's on the agenda tonight. That's what was on the call.
I come tonight to speak on behalf of Jason Quick.
One of your candidates, Jason Quick, has the background and credentials to professionally lead our city.
Jason Quick, in my opinion, will make an outstanding city administrator.
I'm here to also recommend Jason Quick with Mr. Jason Quick.
Jason Quick.
Jason Quick.
Not someone from the outside.
Jason.
I'm up here to advocate and lobby for the process that I thought this meeting was about. I didn't realize we were going to advocate for an individual. That would have been, this board chose a citizen committee that reviewed all of the applications that were submitted to the city. So the notion that we are not, that it's not electeds that are making this decision, I don't really think is true. The people that were on this committee, and by the way, I was the only citizen that went to one of these meetings. I feel like this type of lobbying would have been a great place to go to to do that, to lobby for individuals. And I'm trying to summarize my thoughts here because this position for me, Tullahoma is a corporation. At the end of the day, we are a business. We need to make money, we need to spend money, we need to take care of everybody that works for us. And for me, I look at this process as it is just business for me. There's no personal feelings involved in it at all for me. So when we have leading citizens in our community looking at applications with a rational eye, totally devoid of personal feelings. That's the type of decisions that I feel like should be made by this board and taking into consideration. The localism angle has always been an interesting one for me because I don't think that this city would exist if we only hired local people. It does make sense. I mean, throw your hat in the ring. Let's go through the process that you guys have started and created, and let's see how that all shakes out. But we need to be looking at everybody that was put together by MTAS and that this citizen committee put together. So I'm up here advocating for the process. I'd really like to see that followed and seen through versus just who is the most popular or can get people to show up to meetings.
Experience. That's not necessarily what Tullahoma needs.
You heard the call, and that was to rank the 7 candidates that were presented from the special committee that was sent down to all of the board, to the Board of Mayor and Alderman. That's the only thing that we'll be doing tonight is ranking those 7 members. Motion to approve the agenda. And I will remind you that we either approve this agenda or we don't do anything. That's the only thing that we can do is what's on the agenda. And just because we rank the 7 that we have tonight does not mean that others could not be added at a later date. I will make the comment that the Citizens Committee was appointed by this board. Everyone nominated a person on this board to serve on the committee. The committee that we appointed selected these 7. If we didn't want that committee to select, let it be appointed.
All right, point of order. Let's step back. So we can't have a discussion until we have a motion on the floor. So if we're going to discuss this, then we need to make a motion, have it second, and have a discussion. Otherwise, by parliamentary procedure, this needs to either die or somebody needs to make a motion and second so that we can have discussion. Otherwise, we're out. Our board is out of order.
I make a motion to end the meeting and start a study session.
Motion to adjourn and start.
Motion to adjourn and start in a study session so that we can have the opportunity to discuss.
Can we do that without public notice?
The only thing we can do is this special
Study
call
session
meeting.
we don't vote in, so they don't have to be.
The only thing we can do with this special call meeting is to do what's in the call. So with that, this board is adjourned.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. In this week's Mayor's Message clip from Coffee County Mayor Judd Matheny, we have Mayor Matheny with Coffee County Deputy Larry McKelvey, who is with County Codes Compliance.
We've got a great gentleman next to me who's actually a deputy sheriff. His name's Larry McKelvey. But we have a very cooperative relationship between the county mayor's office here, which encompasses the codes department and the sheriff's office. So he has loaned us an officer to help with codes compliance. And so we've got some law enforcement teeth over there should we need them. And we've got a great base of knowledge. And that office is very busy. So I would like Deputy McKelvey to explain a little bit about himself and why he's here in Coffee County, how he got here, and what he does. You know, obviously he works for the sheriff's office, but you know what you do with codes and how people can interact with the codes department.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. My name is Deputy McKelvey. My family's been in Coffee County for well over 100 years. We're out in the Hillsborough area, and I've been in this region for a bit longer than that. I grew up coming back and forth to Coffee County as a kid to see my dad and spend time at the farm with my grandparents, and just spent much of my summers and weekends and vacations and so forth here. And I've always loved Coffee County. Our farm is getting ready to be a Century Farm, so we're proud of that, and I'm proud of the citizens of Coffee County and of this county. I came back about 14 years ago and moved to the family farm, and in my course of being here, ended up some years back going to work for the Sheriff's Department, and started out as a correctional officer, which is, I guess, something I'd never dreamed about. But when I was younger, I wish I had realized it when I was younger, because the Sheriff's Department is a great way to help people in various forms. I became a canine officer with the Sheriff's Department. We worked in the jail, me and my partner Yoshi. Then we went on patrol, and he was with me every day I worked, and was a good boy. Well, he retired last year, and Sheriff Parton asked me if I would consider this position, and as the compliance officer was for the Coffee County Codes Department. And I talked about it with my wife, and we prayed about it, and we said, yeah, we're going to give that a try. And I think a lot of people would think that there's not much to this job. There's so much more to this job than I ever imagined, and I mean, it could keep a single person busy for the rest of their life. What I do day to day is with our codes department, we have codes for the county that we were going in on close to where they started 20 years ago, and then other codes were added, property maintenance mostly, and the codes protect our county and protect the citizens as far as the so when a complaint comes in about a particular code violation, usually to do with property maintenance, maybe the condition of how somebody keeps their property or what's going on that property, it comes to our office and to my attention, and I go out and investigate it and take various steps ultimately trying to help the citizens, whoever it is, to remedy that, to abate that problem, and but not trying to cause them a per se a problem, but trying to help them. Many times people's intent is not that they wanted to, stack up all kinds of scrap or something that isn't intended in that property or that type of property.
All right, so if you had, like you said, somebody has running a scrapyard or a junkyard looking operation outside the house, or construction that has not been properly planned, is a big thing. Roofs, electricity, a lot of people can build things themselves, and that's great, but there are some codes issues that need to be gone through. So, if you ever have complaints, how can they get a hold of you? Or if somebody thinks
they can get a hold of me through the Coffee County Codes Department. We're located here in the CCAT building. We're right next to Teresa's office, the county clerk's office, and somebody's in there from 8 to 4:30 every day. If you call the office, I'm not there, I'll get the message. And so when people put in complaints.
And they're right down the hall from my office, and I can escort you down there if you come to the mayor's office. And we actually did that this morning, and I've got the deputies going to look at an issue. So
it's a very busy office. Codes does a lot more.
And it's going to get busier. As the number of people
agree.
moving into this county and the construction happening, we're going to have to get them some help in the future, and not too distant. But we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And taking time away from your family and the job of being a deputy, which is a call for you also.
Sure.
But spending that here with us, but you get to wear two hats, so we know that you're capable of that, man. So thank you.
And we assist a lot of people in various ways through that department. And so anyway, yeah, it's good to help our citizens of Coffee County, because I'm out on a proud one, and I know many other ones are.
Well, come by the mayor's office if you need anything. 1351 MacArthur. I'm Coffee County Mayor Judd Matheny.
More news is coming up in just a moment.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
I feel like we're safe at Parkview.
There's somebody on staff all the time. So if you need help, help is there.
We are surrounded with people that are looking after us and taking care of us.
The staff is wonderful and always available. We feel so safe and secure here.
I feel safe at Parkview all the time.
Welcome back. An engineer who worked at Arnold Air Force Base faces felony charges and is the subject of a federal investigation of a critical compromise of communication across 17 Air Force facilities, allegedly stealing $90,000 worth of government radio technology. According to the arrest warrant, in January, the Department of Defense and OSI personnel from Arnold Air Force Base met with Coffee County investigators concerning employee Brent DeSalvo. Per the warrant, DeSalvo had been seen by other employees leaving the base with various types of electronic equipment that should not be in his possession. A search warrant was obtained for 2 locations, and investigators recovered property from the base with a value in excess of $60,000. The arrest warrant stated the subject has the ability to have damaged national security because of his position and access to covert communication systems. According to the indictment signed by District Attorney General Craig Northcott, DeSalvo was indicted by the grand jury on the charge of theft of property of $60,000, a Class B felony, which carries a penalty of imprisonment for a period of 8 to 30 years, in addition to a fine of up to $25,000. The large list of witnesses include personnel from the Coffee County Sheriff's Department, AEDC, Department of Defense, and FBI, as well as other witnesses. According to Forbes, who obtained a copy of the search warrant, the government was tipped off by a contractor working with Arnold Air Force Base and raided the engineer's home, where they found nearly $90,000 worth of government radio technology. Per Forbes, law enforcement found the engineer had unauthorized administrator access to radio communications tech used by the Air Education and Training Command, affecting 17 Departments of Defense installations. Law enforcement also reportedly found a computer which was running a Motorola radio software which contained the entire Arnold Air Force Base communication system, and evidence that the subject had possible access to communications of the FBI and other state agencies. DeSalvo is next scheduled to appear in court on this matter on August 23rd. However, theft is not all the charges facing DeSalvo. He was charged separately with soliciting sexual exploitation of a minor and assault by physical contact. The exploitation charge is a Class E felony carrying 1 to 2 years in prison. And we will update you as the story develops. We'll be right back after these messages.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been
in several therapy sessions for knees and back. And that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Welcome back. Probably news to Tennessee residents over 23 years old, Tennessee has a graduated driver's license program to help ease young drivers into the responsibility of getting out on the road. The Tennessee Highway Safety Office has prepared this video to explain the process.
Motor vehicle crashes are a leading cause of death for teenagers in America. In 2021, over 100 teen drivers lost their lives in Tennessee traffic crashes. Teen drivers are more vulnerable due to inexperience and lack of time behind the wheel. To better help prepare them for the roadway, Tennessee offers the Graduated Driver License Program.
The Tennessee Graduated Driver's License Program is designed to ease young drivers into full driving privileges as they become more mature and develop their driving skills. The Tennessee Graduated Driver's License Program started on July 1st of 2001, and it places certain restrictions on drivers under the age of 18 to require parent or guardian involvement and prepare teens for the road. Level 1 of the Graduated Driver's License Program is the Learner's Permit. The Learner's Permit is issued for 12 months. The driver must be 15 years old, receive a vision exam, and pass a knowledge test. The Learner Permit restricts the driver from having a front seat passenger under the age of 21. Although there are some flexibility for new drivers, the Learner Permit restricts driving between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. and all traffic laws apply. This means you can never use your cell phone while driving, and you have to buckle up every trip, every time. A great way to prepare for the Learner's Permit is by studying the Tennessee Driver's License Manual, which includes topics like applying for your license, examinations, getting familiar with your vehicle, traffic safety laws, traffic signs and signals, rules of the road, interstate driving, nighttime driving, inclement weather driving, impaired driving, driver responsibility and defensive driving, and sharing the road with pedestrians, bicyclists, children, motorcyclists, roadway workers, and other vulnerable roadway users. Take practice tests after studying to sharpen your knowledge. Before you hit the road, get familiar with the vehicle. Explore the vehicle features, the technology, the occupant protection safety equipment. You should adjust your seatbelts and steering wheel according to your height. Check your windshield wipers, lights, braking systems, and which side the fuel tank is on. When you're ready to start practicing, find a safe location with plenty of space, like a state park or an empty parking lot. You should practice parallel parking, backing up, maintaining foot and pedal speed, and other skills. Try driving back roads and roads less traveled and roads with minimal traffic. Don't be afraid to drive at night and during inclement weather like fog, rain, and snow to practice driving in the elements. This will build confidence in your driving abilities. Level 2 of the GDL program is the Intermediate Restricted License. The driver must be 16 years old and have held a valid learner's permit for at least 180 days. The license requires 50 hours of certified driving experience, including 10 hours of driving at night. Certification driving hours must be recorded by the parent or guardian. This license also requires you to pass a driving test. If you fail, refer back to your manual and get more practice. If you pass, great. You still need more practice though. Practice driving with one passenger in the vehicle to learn ways to manage distractions. Keep practicing that nighttime driving, like focusing on the center line. Practice driving etiquette and courtesy as well. Drive often around other vehicles in traffic to learn how to give proper space. Practice braking, changing lanes, merging, and navigating highway routes. And then begin to try some unfamiliar traffic patterns with varying speed limits. Practice using roundabouts and navigate busy intersections. Get familiar with alternative routes to home, school, and work. Drive around town and explore new roadways to expose yourself to different traffic signs and signals. The next is Level 3. It's the Intermediate Unrestricted License. All driving restrictions are lifted at Level 3. To receive this license, you must be 17 years old and have held an Intermediate Restricted License for 1 year. Prepare for this license by working out any insecurities you have behind the wheel. You cannot accumulate 6 or more points on your driving record within 180 days. You cannot have any at-fault crashes or receive a second or further seatbelt conviction. Otherwise, you'll be required to keep your intermediate restricted license for 90 days. The fourth and final level of the GDO program is the regular Class D driver's license. You must be 18 years old to receive this license. You're free, but remember, with freedom comes much responsibility. Some of the tips and best practices. Now that you have your full driving privileges, it's important to be prepared for a traffic stop. If you get pulled over by the police, don't panic. Turn on your flashers to signal the police that you are pulling over. Find a safe space like a well-lit parking lot. Don't pull over on the top of a hill or close to busy traffic or in the curve of a roadway. Make sure you're on the right-hand side of traffic for the safety of you and the safety of the officers. Prepare to show your registration, valid proof of insurance, and your driver's license when asked by the officer. Also, if you get into a traffic crash, remember, exchange information with the other driver, providing your name, address, and phone number. Pull over to the nearest safe area, pay attention to the mile marker so that you know where you are to call the police for assistance. A traffic crash is no accident. All crashes are preventable. Always adhere to the traffic safety laws and maintain your vehicle to ensure optimal performance. And practice, practice, practice. More experience behind the wheel means you're better prepared if something goes wrong.
Thank you for watching Talking Traffic Safety. For more episodes and information, visit tntrafficsafety.org. Take care and drive safe.
Stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 1943 at 99 degrees. The record low was in 1953 at 51 degrees. The average high for this day is 87, and the average low is 67. 30% chance of rain for tonight with a low of 68. Rain moving out on Friday with a high of 86 and a low of 69, and a 40% chance of storms for Saturday with a high of 88 and a low of 71. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader. Stay safe and have a great evening.